All right, we're here to talk about how to prevent slips, trips, and falls. This is going to be very important to know so that we are able to reduce them in our operation, our accidents. Okay? Slip, trips, and falls are always a surprise, right? But being aware of where and when those falls is likely to happen can help prevent most falls. There are several things you can do to prevent the chance of a slip, trip, or fall. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, trips, slips, and falls make up most general industrial accidents, which accounts for about 15% of all accidental deaths per year. This is the second leading cause behind motor vehicles. Now, in saying this, in our workplace, the food service cafeterias, there are a variety of situations that may cause slip, trips, and falls. And just to name a few, having wet or greasy floors can cause accidents, okay? Can cause slips. So you want to make sure anytime that you're having super wet floors or greasy floors where we've dropped maybe the chicken wings or chicken tender on the floor, get those little spots up, the little grease spots up, so that we can help prevent those slips and falls. Another one is dry floors that comes into contact with dust or detergent. When that hits that floor, this can make those floors a little slippery. Okay, so make sure we're sweeping that up as soon as possible. Another one is shoes that are wet, muddy, greasy, or oily soles can cause people to slip and cause accidents. One thing I want to mention is clutter. You do not want your kitchens with a lot of clutter. Okay, this includes your electrical cords and your cables. Okay, you want to keep your walkways, your kitchen areas free from clutter, because people can actually get their feet entangled in these and it can cause someone to trip and fall and cause an injury. Your kitchen areas and walkways should be free of clutter at all times. This is going to help you with reducing those accidents. So let's talk about slips. Slips occur due to loss of traction between the person's shoes and the floor. This can happen when spills are left unnoticed or your proper floor signs are not in use. The Child Nutrition Department mandates employees to wear non-slip, slip-resistant shoes in the kitchen. In addition, shoes should be made of black leather or rubber and enclose the entire foot and the heel area. Heel straps are acceptable, but they must be over the whole heel of the foot. So now, what is the difference between a non-skid and a non-slip resistant sole? The non-skid soles only prevent the black marks that our shoes leave on the floor or put on the floor. Non-slip, slip-resistant soles will be marked as non-slip on the bottom and have some sort of traction on that sole of that shoe, which is going to help support slipping. I'll show you them shoes. So when you're picking out a pair of shoes, like I said, we're going to show you the examples. So the one we want you to pick is a black leather or rubber shoe. This does, on the back of it, it does says slip resistant. And it has a great little pattern in there. We can actually tell, okay? This is going to help reduce the slip, trips, and falls, okay? Now, there are others we see in our kitchens. For safety purposes, we do not want you to choose these. It's probably a good shoe, but it's not for your kitchens. It has mesh in here on the top of these shoes. Actually, hot water, hot soups, hot spills can get into these shoes, which will harm your feet, okay? Also, even if they say slip resistance or oil resistance, slip free, something like that, you don't want these, okay? Because of the mesh. They have to be all leather or rubber, okay? So I see people come in to our cafes with this shoe, this is a no-no. Another one that I have seen and have to have corrected was one like this. This is all mesh, and it also has a white sole. We do have non-slip shoes with white soles on them that are fine for our kitchen. We only have a few people, but we don't prefer this. Okay, we want your shoes to be, like I said, rubber or leather, non-slip, slip resistant. This right here is waiting for an accident to happen. You don't want the mesh on here, you know, for the simple purpose, like I said, hot water or something you get in those to hurt your feet. Okay, and we don't want that. No accidents. So as you can see, we have a whole line of shoes that you can get to be safe in our kitchens. Just to show you a few good ones that you can use. This is kind of unusual but neat. Okay, it looks like mesh, but it's not. It's got a hard leather on top. Okay, this is good, non-slip shoe. Okay, so you can actually use that. We have this shoe here. It's a pretty good shoe. Got leather on the outside, just made a little different. Non-slip resistant and leather. I wouldn't recommend these here for the simple fact they have the mesh on it, so this is a no-no. Okay? But there's a variety of shoes that you can choose from. This one here is a great one. Looks really good. There's your leather. Okay? That's a good shoe. Now, I see one looking at me here. Lots of mesh, and it's thin mesh. I'm feeling it. Okay, so you have some leather, but you got a lot of mesh in here. This is a shoe that I would not wear in the kitchen. Okay, you're gonna feel that hot water if it spills on that shoe. Okay, these are some that I see in the kitchen as well. Some have straps, some don't, but this does cover the heel. So if you got those are fine. Okay, it's leather. Durable leather too, those are great. I also see these. They're flat, they're nice, they look good with jeans. Okay, they got rubber non-slip shoes, slip resistant, and they're leather on the top. Okay, so there's a variety of shoes you can pick and to choose from when you're talking about working in the kitchen. So you want to make sure that you're picking the right shoe, comfortable, non-slip. Just make sure that you're choosing the right shoe for the job. Okay, these are great shoes. So you have a lot of choices to choose from. Okay, so pick your shoes wisely, pick safe shoes, and be ready to work. Now, let's talk a little bit about trips. Okay, trips in the kitchen happens because someone has left an object, knowingly or unknowingly, on the floor. Or you can even have an uneven surface, which can cause people to trip up and fall and have that accident. Now, trips can cause serious sprains and injuries in the workplace to your staff if they're not paying attention to their surroundings. Just know that trips are and they can be a problem in your kitchen. So please practice caution. So let's talk about falls. Falls in the kitchen happens, believe it or not, and it can cause long-term injuries. And this is one thing that can usually be avoided if we are following safety practices. Now, here are some ways that can help you avoid some of those trips, slips, and falls in your kitchen. One thing you can do is always keep your walkways and your aisles clear, okay? This is going to help with some of those tripping hazards. You don't want any injuries, so keep those areas clean. Items left out on the floor can cause tripping hazards, which can cause injuries, especially in your coolers, freezers, walk-ins, even in your work areas. Keep those areas clean. Another thing you can do is slow down in your kitchens. Never run in the kitchen. Running is one of the leading causes of slips and falls and injuries. So you want to make sure you have your proper non-slip resistant shoes on, and you want to make sure that you're walking. Okay, you're working in your kitchen that day, there's only a few areas you can walk to. Okay, so you don't have to run. Dish room, serving line, restroom, or even the back door when you're clocking out. Okay, but when you're doing those things, that's a short walk. Don't run, walk. All right, Another thing you can do is clean up spills when they happen, okay? Don't wait, just go ahead and clean those up immediately so that you can help avoid some of those incidents, those accidents. And then you want to make sure that you use your wet floor signs when necessary. This is going to make others aware of any hazard that may be taking place at that time. So utilize those wet floor signs when needed. Another thing you can do is be aware of problem areas. Let your manager know when things happen, okay, so that she can get those problem areas taken care of. She'll get those work orders in, and then you want to make sure that you're protecting that area that's can possibly cause a hazard so that it's not hurting you or any other staff member, okay? Another thing you can do, last but not least, use a ladder. Okay, anytime you're needing to get food items or any heavy boxes or any type of box off of a higher shelf, you want to make sure that you use a ladder. Always get someone to help you. Get your coworker to help you by holding the ladder for you, helping you get that box down. Okay, it's going to help you with not having falls or slipping off the ladder or the box is too heavy. So you want to make sure that you're taking precaution when you're doing that. You're using a ladder. Don't climb on those shelves. Okay, now let's see some safety in action. No, no, no.
Good job.
No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Veronica! All right, so watch your step. Good housekeeping is going to be critical in your kitchen. You always want to keep your workplace safe by ensuring that your staff is trained on how to identify unsafe areas. And you want to make sure that that situation is getting corrected quickly. Always remind your staff of the child nutrition concerns for the safety of all employees. Anytime any staff member has an injury, whether it's small or large, you want to make sure that you attend to it quickly and fill out your first injury report as quickly as possible and the same day. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility. So if you see something, say something. Let's stay safe.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Oh,
You okay?
oh my God. Oh my God.
You okay?
No,
Okay, let's
no.
go have a seat over here.
Ah,
Hi, Irene. How are you? What are you doing here?
yeah, I'm just giving you the paper from the doctor and my
Okay.
restriction and all the paperwork.
Okay, I can't let you work because this is your restriction, but we haven't got a written release from you. So
Are you
benefits is
sure?
going to call you.
I can do some
No,
oranges.
No, we can't accommodate you like that. You know, we can't have the food in the kitchen and you can't work the cut. So benefits is going to call you and get with Zip, and then we'll reach out to you and see if we can accommodate you.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you make a copy and give me?
I can do that for you.
Thank you.